Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back to Fight Night Rewind. This is Cypherbox, and just finished watching Tony Bellew versus David Haye. Congratulations to Tony Bellew, of course, for his 5th round victory over David Haye. You know, it was a TKO. Referee stopped the fight. I mean, in terms of the fight itself, I thought for the first 2 rounds, I just edged it to David Haye. It was close, those first two rounds. They were really more like feel-up rounds, to be honest with you. And then the 3rd round happened with the knockdown, etc. And Tony Bellew just took over, really. Personally, don't get me wrong, Tony Bellew boxed really well, by the way. First of all, I want to give him full credit, of course, as well. But at the same time, you've got to look at how David Haye looked in that ring. You know, Father Time clearly has caught up with David Haye, in my opinion. I mean, great result for Tony Bellew, of course. But let's look at David Haye. You know, David Haye, you know, he came into that fight, you know, he just, again, he didn't look comfortable on his feet. You know, he did not look comfortable on his feet. You know, he felt his feet felt like they were, like Carl Froch said in the commentary, you know, stuck in the mud. He's lost that speed, that quickness, that agility. Like I said, Father Time has caught up with him, and it happens to everyone. Every fighter eventually, you know, he hasn't lost the power, but he's lost that ability that he used to have before. That quickness, that agility, that movement. It's just not there anymore. He definitely, you know, his body definitely can't take the physicalities of the sport anymore. He was talking at the end saying that, you know, he was asked whether he was going to retire or not. And he said, you know, he's going to review the fight and see what comes out of it. But, like, not be funny, after that fight, you know, who's going to pay to really watch David Haye in a main event or anything like that anymore after that? You know, after the 2 back-to-back losses the way he's had against Tony Bellew, you know, you're just better off hanging up the gloves and giving it up, and focus on his career as a boxing promoter. But, like I said, you know, David Haye, in my opinion, he's done. You know, he hasn't got the capabilities anymore. You know, the skill sets, you know, aren't there anymore, in a sense. You know, they've diminished. Clearly, you know, he's got the power. Obviously, you know, he showed a lot of heart to try and keep getting up and keep going. You know, he's had a great career, undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, former heavyweight champion of the world. He's had some big fights. He made a lot of money of these last 2 fights with Tony Bellew. Shouldn't be hurting for money. Just needs to hang him up, because you know what? I can see what happens. You know, he goes into his next fight and, you know, it could be the similar thing, or he might pull off a win if he has another fight, but it will be a struggle. That's how I see it. But, you know, shout out to Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew, who was very emotional at the end. You know, he dedicated the win to his brother-in-law who passed away last year. Obviously, condolences to him and his family for the loss, but he was very emotional. You know, but Tony Bellew fought well, in my opinion. You know, he really fought well, and thoroughly deserved his victory. Yes, it was against older David Haye. You know, had this been against the in-prime David Haye back in the day, you know, it'd probably been a different story. But let's be real, David Haye's done. Simple as that. I don't know how much more I can really say about David Haye. You know, it was sad to see as well. It's a sad way to end your career, but at the same time, you've got to realise when your time's up. And in my opinion, David Haye's time is up, and he just needs to hang up the gloves. Like he said, he's given us a lot of entertainment. He's been a great fighter, great champion. He's had a lot of success. That's it. He needs to hang him up. Tony Bellew, on the other hand, onwards and upwards, perhaps. Who does he fight next? You know, he's talking about Andre Ward. I don't know if Andre Ward would come out of retirement for that fight. But at the same time, you know, if not Andre Ward, does he go back to cruiserweight and fight the winner of Usyk and Gassiev in the World Boxing Super Series cruiserweight final? The winner of that, he is the Emiratis champion at cruiserweight for the WBC, so he can immediately ask for a shot at the WBC title, which in turn he will get a shot at the Undisputed Championship, which would probably be pretty good for Tony Bellew. You know what I mean? It'd be a good way of finishing off his career. But like I said, you know, shout out to Tony Bellew. You know, no issues with that. You know, definitely, I'm not trying to make excuses for David Haye, but David Haye's done. He's old. You know, he hasn't got this. He hasn't got what it takes anymore, in my opinion. He's got the heart. You know, the will's there, but you know, the body won't do what the mind's asking it to do. In a sense, do you get what I'm trying to say? You know, his mind his mind is trying to tell his body to do this, to do that, what he used to do 10 years ago, but his body's saying, no, I can't do that anymore. You know, when that starts happening, you know, that's when you know it's time to hang it up. You know, let me know what you think. What do you think about David Haye? Do you think it's time for him to hang him up and retire? You know, and also about Tony Bellew, what does he do next? Does he keep pursuing his fight with Andre Ward, or does he go back down to cruiserweight and fight the winner of the World Boxing Super Series cruiserweight final between Usyk and Gassiev? Let me know. As always, guys, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cyphbox reminding you to keep it real.